Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Speech. The entire name Speech the Dreamer became my reality. I auditioned for MTV Base VJ Search, right? Made it to top 30. Come back the following day, I was still hopeful. Top 15, top 10, top 5.
Yeah.
I was like, this I did not imagine.
Wow.
Because I'm dating the richest man in South Africa.
Hey, but who are you dating?
People assume. I took it upon myself now. I've started my own podcast, and we all
you
know.
You heard it here first. Oh, you've been hustling.
Yeah.
Speech.
I started working at 14. Yeah.
What was the first job?
The first job was at my dad's butchery. My dad owned a meat butchery, and I worked there as a casual. And from there, I went to McDonald's to ShopRite, and you know.
So irata kanama.
Yeah, and I went. Yeah. And I went.
Said yet, you know what I meant?
Nama.
Yeah. Good.
Kirata nama.
I'm asking if irata kanama.
What is that?
Alrighty. We're out here. It's Maker's Mindset. What's good, everybody? Welcome. My name is Karabo Masemola, K-Mass to you. Yes, I'm the host of the show. And right now we're broadcasting from Capello's in Newtown, having a lovely time, having some drinks. I'm here with my love, my guest, the man, the beauty of the moment. Speech the Dreamer. How are you doing, my love?
Oh man, I'm vibrating on a really, really higher than yesterday feeling. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm full, especially being with you, Karabo, and I'll tell you why along the way.
Oh, now I can't wait to hear why. But first, what we want to know is, since Sila e Capello in Newtown, obviously they've got drinks, they've got food and all of that. And I see when we were busy setting up, you were like, let me go get myself something to drink.
You know.
What did you get? What's in that glass?
I love the fact that they have a menu that sort of caters to everyone.
Yeah.
I sort of like fizzy drinks, but I also like cocktails, virgin cocktails, this is a spritzer.
There's no alcohol in this?
No, this is a virgin cocktail.
Why?
Because, you know, I'm about to be here with you, and we're keeping it real, and we're keeping it authentic. And I thought, you know what?
Respect for the platform. I see you. Okay, so you're having a spritzer.
I'm having a spritzer.
On the other hand, or in the other glass, in this case, I'm having some water because the girlies are taking care of their skin.
Yes.
With a slice or two of lemon, just to make sure that we're good and ready for the conversation that we're going to be having now, right? So if you have not subscribed yet, please make sure that you hit that subscribe button so you never miss any of our episodes, because this is what we do all the time, right? Speech the Dreamer is a media personality, TV presenter. The first time I was acquainted with him, this was before we even met in person, Gosami. I was watching this gent on TV on SAPC3 doing the most entertaining a live audience of kids, and I knew Guti, no, we are around the same age and I want to do the same thing that this guy is doing. And I know I still am so inspired by you, Speech.
Oh, so am I by you.
How you got into television, live production, television, while still in high school is mind-boggling to me. Please unbogglify it for us. How did you get that job? How did you land it?
Well, I really think that this, you know, what we're about to reveal or unveil now is something that I keep thinking about, that it goes far than what I think it is, right? Sometimes I just thought it was the talent, and sometimes I thought it was me just wanting to be in this space. But then I realized that yonke lento man ihamba nesiphiwo unaso bangaba mhlawumbe unesiphiwo sokuhlanganisa abantu, nesiphiwo sokuthetha nabantu. Obviously it will go in a certain direction, right? And that's what I didn't know before. I thought I was getting myself into the space, Gandhi. The space needed me to be in it, or the space was calling me into it. It was inviting me into it. So as far as public speaking goes, I started out in high school, right? Your Valentine's shows, your talent shows.
Oh, okay.
I then got an opportunity. yeah, bengikhuluma kakhulu ngamanye amaxesha kungabikho mntu who wants to run the show in terms of like having an MC or program director, and I would nominate myself, and I think those opportunities sort of like chiseled me and built me for now, because right now I'm still that kid that always stands out in a room because I see and I know where I fit. I know what it is that aligns with me. And yeah, I guess we're about to get into that too, right? So how I got into television was through public speaking.
At school?
Yeah, in school. And within that, we formed a music group. It was called Versus. I was the vocalist of the 3 rappers.
It was a hip-hop group.
Yeah, hip-hop crew consisted of 4 gents, including myself being the vocalist. And I, at the time, I think it's because I was younger, I sort of had a sweeter voice, It was amazing, and it was an amazing experience. And that was the time that I decided that being on a screen, being on a platform, speaking to people is what I need to be doing. We went to a show. The MC introduced all the other acts, but they didn't introduce us.
Okay.
And we were just meant to just jump on stage. And that was one of our first times to perform to a live audience, So we were still immature, we were still unsure, But then when no one was there to introduce us, people need to know who we are first before the performance, right?
Stage,
And you know what? All of my friends, the 3 gents, were just like sort of like becoming shy because nobody introduced us. They were looking down, and I was like, you know what? I need to take this moment. I grabbed the mic because the mic was obviously with the rappers because they were going to start their verses before I get into the chorus, because I probably did the chorus only. And then so I'll sing one song for you.
Yeah, but sing so she could say a cappella nyana mara Sophia.
So yeah, so then when that moment happened, I grabbed the mic, I introduced us. And in that moment, I felt alive. I was talking to people, whether it being, ladies and gentlemen, we are Versus. My name is Speech, and today we're going to perform a specific song. And the story of the song, I just found myself dwelling on our project, I was speaking on our project, and it was becoming too much. I think that's why they call me Speech. It's just that I talk too much.
So I was about to get to that. To Speech the dreamer. I get the talking speech. Who dreamer? Tina Sazuvuyo, the big dreamer. We grew up knowing Vuyo the dreamer.
Sure.
But Speech the dreamer.
Yeah, for sure. I you know what? In simpler terms, the entire name Speech the Dreamer became my reality. I'm gonna dwell on that.
Sure.
So from grabbing that stage as the musical group, it was sad that the group broke up time later, because we entered a competition and we almost won the competition. We made it to the semi-finals, but and then the group just didn't carry on after that. But thankful for that group, because then it sort of like birthed the public speaker. Now I was speaking to real audience, people that came for the show. They bought tickets, they came to watch the show. They came to watch us, including other acts. And when that moment happened, I started getting bookings on public speaking platforms. And then my career as a public speaker started to happen whilst in high school. And I found an opportunity, community radio. I auditioned, I got the job.
Which community radio station?
Bush Radio in Cape Town.
Wow, okay.
And at the time, I was applying to be a speaker, and they were looking for journalists. Here I am, I'm not even qualified, but I get a journalism position because they took me through, processes where you have to do what do you call it, sort of like a voice audition type of thing. And they obviously established that they need a news anchor, and this guy could be the guy because of my voice. At the time I didn't even have experience in proper researched broadcasting. I was just a public speaker, an MC, entertainment, entertainment. And then from there things went into Cape Town TV. Now that was now your community TV platform, and from there things just took a high.
Your journey started on a community level, all round radio and TV.
Absolutely.
And then you branched into commercial.
Absolutely.
Wow, okay.
That's exactly what happened, because from there I auditioned for MTV Base VJ Search. Right? I find myself auditioning in Cape Town because at the time I was staying in Cape Town. I am from the Eastern Cape. I'm staying in Cape Town. And I auditioned in Cape Town and I never made it. And I was like, I watched Nomuzi, I watched all the other VJs, and I was like, I want to be that guy next. I want to be the next, at the time. And at that time, it was before, which cycle was it? I'll get to that. So then when I went to the audition in Cape Town, I didn't make it. I sat down with my mom. Mind you, my mom is born and bred in Eastern Cape, and she came to Cape Town to chase a broadcasting dream. Hers. Before I was born.
Wow.
Hers, right? She wanted to be a radio presenter.
Yeah.
And unfortunately that never happened, but she always says it did because she ended up being a teacher. So she was broadcasting to kids in class.
Yes.
Beautiful story.
So her whole point, her purpose was just to teach and pass through.
You know what I'm saying? I guess we truly are messengers.
Yeah.
And we need to take that with pride. And that's why I take pride in the public speaking of it all, because I thought it was just something that I could make end meets with.
Yeah.
Kanti, only to find out into like I dream about it. Like what can I say? Unconsciously and consciously, And with that said, from Cape Town TV, which Cape Town TV is a community TV station, which has landed a DSTV platform, whilst being on the platform was just like absolutely amazing, because now it put me out,
Yeah.
And I was like, I want MTV. I went for MTV, went to Cape Town, didn't succeed, spoke to my mom, and she said, you know what, if you think you want it, the last audition was in Eastern Cape.
Yeah.
If you think you want it and you think you can do it, then I'll support you. We have family in East London. Go and audition uzolalapha
Yeah.
kokwenu,
Mama wahlanganisa iplani
wahlanganisa
nje.
umama ufunela
Wow,
ubhutsulani
thanks,
bhutsulani
Mama.
le ntwana le ifuna ulenda. And I
Yeah.
was like, yes.
Ndilendile
And I
le.
went to Eastern Cape. And when I got to Eastern Cape, I met many hopefuls, many talents. There were thousands of us in the line. When I made it to top 50, and they said, come back the following day. I came back. I was like, I'm still hopeful. Made it to top 30. Come back the following day. I was still hopeful. Top 15, top 10, top 5.
Yeah.
I was like, this I did not imagine.
Wow. It's your power and ability to manifest for me. Because it's from the sound of things, everything that you've managed to achieve for yourself so far has been things that you dreamt
Absolutely.
of. You spoke them into
Yes.
existence and they came.
And you know what you're saying? You're so spot on. You're hitting the nail on the head right now, because when we speak of manifestation, it's a concept that I was never introduced to. I'm a kid from the township.
Sure.
There's many things that I found fascinating when I was allowed a platform. Now I got to understand the idea of manifestation. To think of it, I was manifesting everything that I've been through before even understanding manifestation, because it was sort of my belief mechanism, coping mechanism.
Yeah.
Like there's many people that don't believe in me, and being from the hood, people would think, hey, I lo ya papa lo uzbone top, uyazenza.
Yeah.
Yabo. They think you have these dreams that won't happen, these dreams that won't become reality.
It's crazy how they are sure that it won't happen.
Only
It's
to
like,
find out.
What do you mean?
Only to find out that
Yeah.
this whole thing of dreaming is an actual thing.
Yeah.
And I thought I was just like, it was a far-fetched thing for me, let alone being on SABC. It was so far-fetched.
So young also.
It was so far-fetched.
It happened to you at such a young age. You were what we could call a child star.
20, yes, child star.
Yeah.
Well, kids TV presenting. 2014 was when I emerged into this industry, and if I count correctly, I think we're running for 11 years now.
Wow.
11 years in this industry, and I still feel like a kid, let alone...
Why do you feel like a kid?
I still feel that there's so much more that I need to learn. There's so much out there to grasp and to sponge and to become and evolve and grow into, right?
Yeah.
And I want to remain that kid for a reason. I never want to think that I am above, nor I am greater than anyone else, myself, my previous. I'm only as great as my last show. My last show being Hectic on 3.
We know that.
Well, I have a new show now,
Yeah.
which I'm about to talk about. But then,
Bitch.
but as I was saying, to not lose track, for
Yeah.
people to understand, from MTV Base VJ Search, that opened up doors for me. I still didn't win the show, but I
Yeah.
was a finalist.
It
You know what I'm saying?
opened doors.
Amongst
Top 5.
millions. in South Africa.
That's crazy.
Remember, this was a regional competition.
Yeah.
They were representing Gauteng, Eastern Cape, Western Cape, and and now what had happened in there was that I found out how powerful I was, and I still don't want to take that and give me a big head about it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'll tell you why. Being humble is key.
I
right?
mean, it is key. I'm also just like curious to know, Guti. Okay, so you've been doing this for about 11 years.
Yeah.
Are you where you want to be right now? Are you content? Are you happy? Are you satisfied with what the universe or God is giving you, with the cards that life is dealing you?
You know what? The cards that are being served right now,
because
girl, I am being served. I am being served. I'm being tested. You know, I'm being tested. Ziyabekwa zonke izinto zishayinayo zinhle ndizithandayo apha phambi kwami. Ndibonakala into yokuba, am I going to be able to stand the fight? Am I going to be able to run through the race? Am I going to get to the finish line? You know, and so all those tests for me are making me much stronger. It makes me believe that I have a much greater, bigger
purpose
and talent, you know, that I have, a responsibility that I have to myself. Television had to teach me that, because I thought it was all about the limelight, and that's what it is. Like, so
what is it about if it's not that? Because social media makes TV look like that's what it's all about. It's the glam, it's the nice cars, whether they are yours or rented or not, but it looks good for the image, for the Instagram.
No,
and I'm
honey.
noticing that you're not even that active on social media.
I hate social media.
Hectic.
You know what it's about?
Unpack.
Honestly, Karabo, what it's truly about, I think we've always gotten the concept, even in school. You need to be a citizen that makes the world a better place. You know what I'm saying? So what it's all about, you know, that you, well, once discovering that you have purpose, you need to understand that you now have a responsibility, you know, to carry that through and carry others through whatever they're dealing with. You could be that person that identifies, or the viewer identifies immediately, and that can immediately and instantly change someone's situation. You know, you carry a voice, you carry a gift, and that's not something to be played with. You know, and so when I've realized that, I noticed that, okay, now speech, you know what, ubetekile mchana uwile wavuka, but you've also realized in Dukbana you carry a gift that's much bigger than you, larger than life. What are you going to do about it? You have to feed this gift. I have to be learned, I have to be experienced, I have to be serious, I have to be professional. I have to choose which side I want to lie in, you know. Although in a sense, Karabo, I really want to say that it does feel like the industry sort of chose a side for me in a way, because ever since I did Kids TV, I was never able to leave Kids TV.
That's crazy. Like you're locked up in a capsule.
Like, I'm a very private person in a sense, but also I'm very social. You know, people will think they know me, but they really don't. Like, I'm a really nice person, but mamela ungangiqheli kakubi. Like, masingaqhelani, you know, masingaqhelani. Respect is given and respect is earned, you know. And with that said, I just feel like I was too animated that I couldn't get out of the animation of it all. And then when I got to these shows, now I don't know if I can name them, your Expressos, your Top Billings, and the other shows that I see myself aligned with, you know, or my vision or my dream, or I see myself being on there and saying, hello and welcome. You know what I'm saying?
But then
and I
we're
can't do
used
that.
to the...
And I can't do that on Hectic on 3, right? Or roughing it out, right? Because there I have to say, okay, squad members,
but then where's
let's
the challenge?
Do it.
Where's the challenge? Like, I'm imagining, let's say we're in the room now, in the audition room, right? Now it's time for Speech to do his audition. Speech yafika. Ladies and gentlemen, when they respond, the judges or the people that are going to say whether or not you get the role, how do they respond to you? In word for word.
That's why I was saying, if even like typecast is even a thing when it comes to presenters, is that what happens is that, oh, it's him from Hectic on 3. Oh, it's him, the squad member, the kids entertainer. You know what I'm saying? That has already, trust you me, that has already given or planted a seed within amongst the other judges. Some other judges don't know me, like I said to you.
Yeah.
The most that people that know me are the kids, because this is a kids show. When I'm at the mall, it's the kids fan base. When I'm at the mall, my age mates don't necessarily know the show because it's a kids show.
So at your age right now, you as the brand you are, or the brand that has been created for you, by you and by others along the years, you can't have a sex scandal, you can't be caught, you can't be caught drunk,
Tell
you
me
can't be
about it.
caught in a tricky situation. Have you ever been in any of those situations, Mhlang?
Yeah, well, you know what? It's a touchy subject, right?
Yeah.
Because it has created and it has tarnished people's brands and jobs, you know.
Yeah.
And so with that said, being on a kids show, there are many things that I couldn't do. I would have loved to audition for, I don't know what, I'm not a muscled up guy, but I like being topless. But the job description the job contract does not allow you to be associated with anything like that. Nudity, alcohol, adultery, adulting. You are constant.
You can't even be acting on adulting.
You can't even get married.
Sorry, what?
You can't even get married.
Why can't you get married?
When you get married, you're axed off the show because kids don't get married.
But what if marriage is your way out?
Yeah, your marriage can be your way out. Yeah, I know someone who did it, and they were so amazing on OTV. I know someone who did that, and that worked for them, and brilliantly so. I was inspired by these OTV stars, and so. Obviously, edutainment kind of chose me, and I love it because I think I love knowledge, and I love sharing it. I like learning. We need to learn. We need to teach.
Important.
We need to teach isizwe to learn.
Yeah.
Because with learning, your opportunities and your options become endless instead of like having to, rely on someone. There was a certain scandal that came out because I'm dating the richest man in South Africa.
But who are you dating?
People assume. People assume that I have money,
Who's the man?
His money is his money, my money is my money, But anyway,
I'm hearing all your words, but I just want a name, speech. Use your speech to tell me this.
Oh my word, I don't know why I spoke about that.
Okay.
That was not part of the plan. So,
but we still want to know.
Yeah, with that said, when it comes to like public speaking, Karabo, I've realized one thing.
Yeah.
Yabona, I thought maybe let it be about the money. I like honestly because first of all, it's like when you look at it in that way, you really lose all the fundamental and the values that are supposed to come with public speaking. You're speaking to the masses.
Yeah.
Yes, masses,
For the masses.
For the masses, you're speaking to the masses. It definitely needs to ring to someone that when you have that type of ability and that type of platform, it has to be for great, rather than it being tarnishing or being bad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So how are you using your gift?
Yeah.
To do that, to give back, to share that knowledge, to make sure that when speech leaves planet Earth, or leaves nje mangasaphili, there's a legacy that stays behind. Nathi Shoti, there was once this guy called to speech, and he wasn't famous just because he dated the richest man in South Africa.
The richest man in South Africa.
Yeah. How do you give back, Tando-san?
Okay, well, you know what? That's something that just me and my friends always laugh about.
But you need to tell us who this man is. Because of your excitement, you're going to bring me back.
Okay.
Are you going to tell us who this man is?
Okay, we're going to get back to that. We're going to get back to that. So
I'll hold you.
I really am proud of the fact that I am part of giving back platforms such as food organizations that get to give back to communities and food, clothes, and etc.
What kinds of communities?
Well, for one, Kailicha. Another one here in Gauteng is Soweto, which is my platform in culinary allows us to sort of be able to have that opportunity to give back food.
Platform in culinary, so that's I've been noticing on my video towards the end of last year, Nyana, so I remember there were a couple of videos that you were cooking on these videos. So that's a thing that you are doing while you are being in media.
Oh my darling, it's a qualified thing.
Wow.
You know, but yeah,
Guningi. But let's continue with the
we're going to
organizations.
unpack, you know, and with that, I also feel like there's even more other diverse industries that we're giving back to. I mean, there's the Plug Avenue, where we work on a platform where we find talent in communities. For an instance, at this current moment in March 2025, we are in the Eastern Cape. Well, I'm in Joburg, but the team is in the Eastern Cape, you know, and I'm joining them much later on the 29th of March, where it's the grand finale, where we're choosing the winner. So we're giving opportunities, opening the industry, and giving back to the community.
What does the winner win?
So the winner wins an opportunity to being signed, to being supported, to being endorsed. You know,
that's amazing.
Your photo shoots, your video shoots, your whatever the talent is, assistance in that area, because the people that work within the organization are people in those industries. We specifically put people in those industries that we're auditioning for.
They have connections.
You know? So it's fashion, it's dance, it's music, talent, basically.
So we have a lot of viewers. A lot of our viewers are upcoming artists, upcoming fashion designers, and so forth, as you mentioned.
Yeah, absolutely.
So they should check out your social media platforms, right, to find out more.
Absolutely. You can check out the Plug Avenue on Instagram, Facebook, and all the other social media platforms. The information is out there, guys. I mean, it's all about, you know, opening up the industry, I believe. But within it all, it's all about, you know, mentoring the talent. It's not about giving them the platform and leaving them just like that.
Yeah,
you know,
you help them grow beyond just the platform.
Within our platforms, like we're touring around the country, those talents are probably going to be part of the tour, or definitely going to be part of the tour as your platform to show your talent.
You are a pioneer. I'm actually so honored to be sitting next to you right now. I'm so honored. And you know what my frustration is, Ness Beach? I'm going to be honest with you. I'm frustrated at the fact that you don't have 1 million followers. Right? And the only reason why I'm not happy about that is because you have them in real life.
Yeah, absolutely.
In real life, you've got millions.
5 million viewers as it stands on Hectic on 3. Yeah.
So millions. But when it gets to social media, there's so little, and that's got nothing to do with your ability to do your work. It's just a presence thing. But thing is, social media needs you. Let's get to the whole I hate social media thing. So that we can understand, because a lot of our viewers who are tuned in now found out about this conversation on social media.
Absolutely.
You know, why do you hate social media? What happened?
So I like the fact that I'm here now on your platform, Karabo.
Thank you.
I also would like to honor you. I don't know if it's the right time now, because I have to answer your question.
Sure.
But I definitely need to honor you, because we have an experienced journey together. So I wouldn't like us to finish here without talking about that. But you know what? Social media, right? This is a tell-all, guys, because you know, on social media, some people can't figure me out. Because I am not giving myself on social media. Today I'm giving this, tomorrow I'm giving that.
It's bits and pieces, dude, bits and pieces.
And for me, it's almost as pictured as within trauma, I cannot share it with people. I think this is how I treat social media. Within my personal trauma, I will not. But I will appear 10 days later, and I will come back with that smile, you know, that you still remembered. And you think that Speech the Dreamer never goes through shit ever in their lives.
But I do healing in
silently. You know, silently. I go through a lot of stuff, you know, and I'm thankful for being in our space. You know, our industry allows us to be like this. It allows me to, it's easy for me to open up to you. You know, I trust you, you know, and the thing is that the industry has given us that ability, you know, to be able to be vulnerable, you know, so it doesn't often happen for me. It happens with my industry folks that I can open up like that. But I don't know if it's a good thing, because yayazi industry in the laundry at any time. Which brings me to getting to Johannesburg, because that's the idea I have about Johannesburg, like not telling your stuff. Okay, so now we're talking about hating social media. I hate social media because it has made me, there is a time in my life that it has made me think that I wasn't enough.
But when that happened, then how did it happen?
So
you not enough, Njani.
You know what I'm saying?
You are enough and more.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I became a private person. I had to take time to myself to work on myself, you know, and I felt like taking the content whilst I'm going through something for me, taking the content for me, felt like I'm doing it for the content and I couldn't focus on myself. I was doing it for the content and I couldn't focus on myself.
And you're doing it for the people that are going to watch.
I tried multitasking. Maybe it's a multitasking thing.
Yeah.
Wang hlalu. So I feel like, you understand? I felt like Mchana, I can't multitask again. But I hated the fact that social media will sort of like, try to direct my journey in a certain way because of algorithm. I believe that there's
algorithm, okay.
Yeah, I believe that with the algorithm, the understanding of the algorithm for me is that it collects data, your personal data,
yes,
what you like, and they obviously in the end have assumed the things you're attracted to and the things you like and the things
yes,
you want to become,
and they
now
serve you
here
all of
they
that.
are. Yes,
yeah.
And now here they are directing what you're exposed to into a certain direction. I don't like to be boxed, and in that I felt like I was boxing myself.
You don't think you took it personally?
I probably did.
There's so many
I probably did.
There's so many people all over the world using social media, and that does happen. So why did you take it so personally? Because I think maybe it comes from a trauma, maybe it comes from something that happened before.
It does.
It triggered you.
It probably comes from a trauma. It probably comes from my issues, my insecurity issues, or whatever the case was, right?
Yeah.
But with the fact that you've just mentioned that social media transcends or translates to millions or billions of people around the world, it's the reason now I am slowly, easing into being fond and familiar with social media.
Okay.
I took it upon myself now. I've started my own podcast, and we all
you
know.
You heard it here first.
And we all know, I think honestly, my views for social media only changes for the podcast because I would love to be 100% invested in what I'm speaking about. I would love to be 100% forthcoming and researched with what I'm talking about. And it happens that with the guests, so my podcast is solely based on actors, theater, and film, right? And with that space, that art medium, you need to know your beep.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
yeah.
And when it comes to that, for me, I take pride in that. I need my guest to understand that we are not having a conversation of mediocrity, or we are having a
impactful
conversation, a global conversation, an impactful conversation. You said it. And the platform is all about uplifting the space of film and arts, right? So in any case, with that said, I took it upon myself to say, you know what, you need to be active on social media, you need to be real with social media, you need to get what's up with social media, you need to get the hacks, and which is what I've been starting with now. But fortunately, I just started that on my cooking
Which
journey.
hacks? Just for we want to hack your hack. What's the hack? Hack us.
So I was told, right? I joined culinary school first, and I was told at school that the course involves social media, right?
Ooh, your biggest enemy.
You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that to me came as a surprise because I didn't see that online when I was reading the information. But anyway, it was a good surprise.
Yeah.
Because then when we make the dishes at school, we have to take pictures of them and you have to deliver them in a certain way on social media. So I said, you know what? I'm a presenter.
Yeah.
So my best way, because some people presented the dishes in a way of cooking it for their mom. Mom, here's dinner. Mom, here's dinner. Because they always cook dinner for mom. Authentic to them.
Yes.
And authentic to me was public speaking.
Yeah.
So I thought, you know what? Let's do TV chef right here. You know what I'm saying? So I think in a way, I didn't see the gift in that too, because you see, the cooking is another one that we have to touch.
It's a whole nother one. I think we need we need a couple more episode shoots with you because guningi, right?
Guningi, but let's try to cut it short.
Are you
summarize.
rich yet?
Well, I'd like to believe so.
Njani?
Since I joined TV, for me, is when I reached you know what,
yeah. This
Look,
part of the conversation is not to understand or get an idea of how much.
Absolutely.
We're not mentioning amounts.
Well, it totally goes without saying that spiritually and in other avenues and in other realms, I am absolutely rich because I have given myself to work to work on myself and to understand my true purpose, and with aligns with what we're talking about right now. Broadcasting, public speaking, entertainment, I think that when I joined entertainment, I didn't realize, because when I got to host gigs, right,
Yeah.
as an MC before going into television. You know, being booked for 5K, 3K, that was a lot of money for me.
Yeah,
I was
at
just
the
in high
beginning
school,
stage
probably
even.
probably like matric, level, where I'm handling those type of monies. Mind you, I've also worked, like part-time working, like go ShopRite, go
What would you
McDonald's.
spend your money on and in matric? All
That's
that money.
that's what I'm getting to.
Okay.
That's exactly what I'm getting to because
Yeah.
I didn't know. Here I was. So I used to work at December or public holidays or weekends at McDonald's, and
Yeah.
earn this couple of 700 rand a week.
Sure.
That was enough for me because I was still in grade probably 8 or something.
Yeah. Oh, you've been hustling,
Yeah.
Speech.
I started working at 14. Yeah.
What was the first job?
The first job was at my dad's butchery. My dad owned a meat butchery, and I
Oh.
worked there as a casual. And from there, I went to McDonald's to ShopRite, and
So oirata ka nama.
yeah. And I went, yeah. And I went
said,
to
yeah, do you know what I meant?
nama.
Yeah.
Ke rata nama.
I'm asking if oirata ka nama.
What is that?
Mr. Manager, let's just keep it
What is
moving,
it?
then.
Okay, let's keep it moving.
Okay.
So I think from there, I got into a space that I feel sort of sharpened my public speaking communicational skills a lot, which was
Yeah.
call center industry. I got into call center. It was a fabulous time.
What kind of, was it like
Customer service.
insurance?
Well,
Or-
I was, you know what?
Yeah.
I hope Annalip Dota doesn't kill me because I feel like, I hope it's not against customer or client or company
King
policy.
Test for women.
No. I worked
Oh.
for a certain company that did after service courtesy calls
Okay.
or after purchase courtesy calls,
Yeah.
but to elite cars. Your Ferraris, my darling, your Lamborghinis, your
How
Land
do you
Rover
land a
Jaguar
job
South
like
Africa,
that?
Land Rover Jaguar Santon, Cape Town, Velcom, you name it, so like
Yeah.
it was insane. It was an amazing experience. So we got to call like prominent people because those cars are owned by prominent people.
course.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
So with that said, it made me feel like I was on a platform. That time I was just on a job, call center.
Dude.
I just love talking to people.
And it was scripted. The calls were
Yes,
scripted,
it was scripted.
right? So you
Yeah.
were practicing. You were just.
But also the courtesy part is not scripted because what if you say you are not satisfied? Because the thing is the questions are scripted to say on a scale of 1 to
the
10, how
questions.
satisfied are you with the service?
Then you freestyle according
You
to their
freestyle,
answers.
You know what I'm saying? So
Have you ever, just still on the topic of money and you being a hustler since
Yeah.
you were very young, have you ever had people say to you, Guti, when a speech, I never was next, when you had
Yeah.
everything handed to you?
oh no.
Or did you start from nothing? Like,
You?
what's your story? Ukhule vele utotoswa, like
Ndase.
uspoilwa or
That's why when you asked the question if you're rich yet,
Yeah.
I felt like at that time I wasn't Kanti, I was.
you
because
had not unlocked.
yes, because I didn't know what to do with the money. It had no plans. I was just like swagger here, swagger there. I started my own fashion brand. I called it
wanna-
the Dreamers Collection.
Wow.
Where I had tracksuits
Yes.
with my face embroidered on it. Like with my
Abantu
character
bathenga vele?
cartoon face. Yeah, it was a kids brand.
Okay.
It still is there, but the clothes are not there.
Okay.
I have one. I
Yeah.
have one. I have one at this point.
You are seeing a W is a W.
You know what?
Yeah.
At that point, I was just here, socialite, and that's when I felt I have lost my way, because I thought it was all about just making this rack. Uyibonapo ke ngoku.
Is it not about making this rag? Hella, we've got bills to pay. For people that don't have that rag, it's all about that rag. Because all the stress I have is because I don't have that rag.
Uyibonapo ke ngoku, when the rack is not there, you start stressing now because you sort of created this facade. So now you have to
You must keep up.
Now you have to keep up. You know what I'm saying? So then in turn, that becomes the depression.
Yeah.
Because now I can't keep up. Do you understand? So then I had a lot of unlearning to do, a lot of unscrewing and screwing to do, and changing my own perception and mindset. Because when I was on those platforms, on kids platforms,
Yeah.
they were so educational. But did all of that education apply to me? I don't think it did. Only
you
until
were
now.
the vessel.
Yeah, only until now. I think when it comes to ownership, I think that's when I learned the lesson. When it comes to ownership, now I'm owning
Yeah.
my own platforms, my own business. I am a CEO now, and
love that
now I
feeling,
understand that you can't mess it up. When they say don't
Fuck it up.
get up,
Don't
it's
fuck it
literally just that.
Yeah.
Do not, God, trust God. Because honestly, I don't think anything can prevail to you, even in your dreams, in your sleep, or in your consciousness,
Yeah.
without you aligning Because then when you align, you then are given signs. Then you need to take that sign. You need to trust your instinct. You know, moving to Joburg for me was the best thing I did for my life, for myself. You know, because I think I needed a change also. I also needed, you know, to get rid of certain things, certain habits. I don't believe that you have to move places in order to get rid of habits. I mean, you can do it from wherever, exactly where you are. But for me, it was always a dream for me to move to Joburg.
Which habits did you get rid of?
I mean, you know, the excessiveness of everything, you know, being a socialite, it comes with stuff.
Was that a lot of what happened in Cape Town?
You know, yeah.
So we superstar.
Mugele, kiri when I land in Cape Town, kuvele kunyuka ma-card bokisi, ayaphepezela.
The impact of 70. So you get this side. Josie is like, are you sure you still want to be like that?
Girl, I can tell you now that with their understanding of the industry requires you to be tough. Tough skin is acquired and required in this industry, because you have to have layers on layers. When because each and every opportunity you get and every platform you get, one layer becomes peeled off. What are you going to be left with? You know,
you can't be left with just bone.
Yeah, this place taught me a lot. I love Joburg. Joburg is the concrete jungle. Okay, I mean, for some people they'd beg to differ. People would say that Cape Town is better than Joburg. I think for me, Joburg is where the table gets bigger.
How?
Well, like I said to you, I'm making it personal. Making it personal to me. Like I said to you, in Cape Town, my brand is a kid's brand. I have to find a breakout. The only platforms are probably two platforms that I can move to, from kids show to normal adult TV. You know, your daytime shows, your evening shows. Even on radio, I couldn't get in because of this kids show brand.
Even on radio, but radio, we're not even seeing you.
You understand? We understand. So they found it hard to give me an afternoon drive show, because the audience there are your 30 odd.
And they're not trying to relate to someone 30, that their child.
You know what I'm saying?
To.
30 plus. Those people are young professionals, greater professionals. They own homes. They own cars. And you can't tell me that when I speak the dreamer, so whilst you are still in grade 7, you own a car and you own a house.
I'm not still in grade 7.
Well, the popular fact is that I do, but being
is it yours? Are they yours or are they your man's?
Well, true fact is that we spoke about ownership. I found true value in ownership, I think, you know. Once you own something, you start to see the importance of taking care of that thing and bringing it, you know, making it evolve.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So my evolution is quite shocking, because I don't think I've always been present.
Yeah.
You know, and now I am.
You don't think you've always been present? Where were you while we were watching Speech this whole time, enjoying him, going to the show, screaming his name, paying, buying tickets? Where were you when we were there?
It's not understanding my power. And not understanding who I am, and not probably knowing who I was at the time, that allowed me to sort of see myself on a different, bigger platform when I already have a bigger platform. I want more.
Probably the biggest.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? I want to be broadcasting from the biggest platform in the world. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just who I am.
You're broadcasting right now, even though we're still on 500 subscribers. We are going for 1,000. Please subscribe. Yes.
I love your platform, Karabo. We have to talk about that.
Babe.
We have to talk about that.
Yeah.
So like, I feel like that in that time, it's so important for people to appreciate what they have in real time.
Yeah.
It's so important for you to appreciate what you have in real time, because it can easily go.
And then it's just a memory, and it's like, oh, I used to,
like this.
It was nice.
And you regret that you didn't do what you were called to do, the things that you knew you were supposed to do at that time, because you thought you were too big for that, or you thought you wanted to be elsewhere. Like, you already have it. Do you know what I'm saying? I think that was my biggest challenge, and I'm okay to talk about it. I mean, I do know and 100% am certain that I'm no longer that person.
Yeah.
I am qualified. I am learned. I wasn't then. I am achieved. I am award winning. You know, and I don't say that in any condescending or any tough
like
head way, but I say it in in accepting myself, accepting my words, but
It's
there's that
also
word.
Affirmation.
I am affirming it.
I'm listening to you say
I am
that you're
affirming
like,
it.
I am. And
I
all
am.
these things that you are saying about yourself,
In no
we
way,
see them
in
because
no
you
way,
become it.
in no way. Yes, I love that you said that. In
Yeah.
no way to offend anyone, because as a human race, as us being humans,
Yeah.
what I am, you are too. If I can do it, you can too.
Yes.
If I say it, I'm going to probably inspire you to do it too, because you need to understand that we all have that power in us to drive.
The problem is here.
To drive ourselves and our purpose to the correct and the direction that you want it to go in.
Sometimes the problem is in the mindset. That's
problem
what,
is ourselves.
That's what gets the people. But you know what? Now that we've gotten to understand who Speech the Dreamer, we're going to be back in the next couple of Boma seconds or so. We're going to continue the conversation to hear and understand how he sees the world around him. So definitely stay tuned for that one, my love. If you're looking to look amazing, look like success, and even look like money while you're doing all kinds of activities, well, you should definitely consider getting yourself some Shark Sport. Shark Sport right here is an exclusive luxury Italian streetwear brand where you can dress in it for all kinds of occasions. As for me, right now, I wear it on set while I'm making some lovely podcast episodes for you. But you can also wear it if you're going to events, maybe you've got some errands to run. But either way, you want to take up space in whichever room you walk into. Get yourself some Shark Sport. Look at our description box. We've got all the details over there with the link. Do check it out. Get yourself some Shark Sport today.
Karabo, I just want to say one thing, right?
Yes.
I met this lady a couple of years ago, and when I met you, you were the same Karabo that you are today, except bigger, greater. Platforms are multiplying, deservingly so.
And that's God.
Deservingly so, because Karabo, to be honest with you, you've been on the ground just like I have. Like, we've been talking about the experience of being in the industry and the amount of years that we have. I mean, some people would say that they think that we should have been,
further,
bigger or further. But I believe we are, and I believe you are. Because look at you, this platform is absolutely amazing, and I'm absolutely inspired by it. So me, when I met Karabo, we were emceeing, public speaking, and doing all those things, knowing that she's a radio presenter. But to be honest with you, I didn't know she was this great. I had to make sure that I pay attention, because as people, just like I said, social media has its ups and downs.
It does.
Sometimes a person needs to take a decision to be serious about focusing on something. And when I did, Ndati Ukarabo, a star. And props to you, your flowers right now, Mdase. You're doing amazing. You're doing a lot. You went from, community radio to actual national radio. YFM is incredible. And I know that, yes, and I know that it's everything and more to you. It is your dream, and your dream has come true. Congratulations. You have been doing well. You are doing well. Look at this platform, and I want to actively say it and say it here that you did inspire me. I just started my own podcast, but I saw that KMS was expanding. We did talk about these things. We spoke about being broadcasters that expand, that
when
grow.
we were emceeing in the streets of Bram,
we knew that we were going to get prominent roles and platforms. We want to work with the best and do the best, because that's who we are. We are the best. And Karabo, you are the best. So,
oh my God,
serious, you need not to
Please, thank you so much, Tando-san. Thank you.
You totally, just like I was saying to you, when I realized the incredible purpose or responsibility that I have because of this gift, is when I realized that, hey, Lendolena, it's far bigger than you, bro. It's far bigger than all of us,
It is. And so, now you've got your podcast.
My own podcast, right?
Tell us about it.
Yes, which is called From Offset to Onset. Right. So I saw Karabo's podcast. I mean, we see your MacG's and your everyone else's podcast, but when it's someone immediate for you, it feels like you can also do it. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to do a podcast like Karabo, but not like Karabo's.
Okay.
I'm going to do my own thing. I like film and media. I thought I was going to be an actor.
Is that what you wanted to be?
I still believe maybe I still can be.
Okay.
Because the thing is, with art, that's the other thing I got to learn about arts is that the industry is that you need to realize that you can be a chameleon. as an artist, you're not supposed to focus on one art, section.
Also, it's multiple streams of income.
Yes.
The more you are a chameleon.
Yes.
Yeah.
So now, what I've realized is that whatever that we are trying to relay, we can relay it in different forms and different mediums, and acting is one of them. That's what I'm going to do. And so when I did this show from offset to onset, I had that inspiration that light is not shed bright enough to our stars, our Mzansi stars.
Yes.
I mean, can we have the conversation of, I don't know if this is even okay to talk about, but Netflix, when we have our local stars on Netflix, like there's Netflix Africa and there's Netflix International, and that means that they're not going to be treated the same, and
because
that's very
of the
unfair.
difference in levels.
And that's very unfair. I mean, if we can have your John Cena in South Africa, and we can have Utata, my favorite actor, Utata, our South African actor, who's actually John Kani,
yes.
John Kani, who's
Dr. John.
actually an international big star, right? And if we can have Ubabu John Kani and John Cena on one set, I don't expect Ubabu John Kani to get less than John Cena. I mean, come on.
Because we're doing the same job.
You know what I'm saying?
Also, that would, and now I'm thinking gender equality also, and equality in general.
Our industry is just not fair like that, So then my responsibility, that was just an example that I made there about Ubabu John Cena and John Kani. And so I feel like, as a contributor, we are media contributors. We are arts contributors, entertainment contributors. And as a contributor, I felt like I need to take it upon myself to make the industry better, to make our lives better, to make the ones coming after us to have it better than we did or we are currently. I mean, we have it better already because of our legends that walked and paved the way for us, And so we have to carry that responsibility on our shoulders to do that for the ones that are upcoming, for the ones that are current. So I love the fact that From Offset to Onset is a platform to uplift theater and acting and arts, in that sense.
Is it a YouTube channel?
It's a podcast. It's a YouTube channel.
What's the name of the channel?
We're available on Spotify and YouTube. It's called From Offset to Onset, one word,
all right,
together. From Offset to Onset on all social media platforms. I mean, we've just started the page. My first episode was just last week.
Yes.
My first guest, I'm going to bring the cat out of the bag.
Take it out.
My first guest, drum roll please. Abdul Koza. Yeah, absolutely. A star, you know what I'm saying? Like a multiverse as well. That guy did a lot, and the fact that we can hear his journey from the horse's mouth is a privilege for me.
Can't wait to listen to
I can't wait to take it and bring it to the people.
I'm glad that we were able to hear your journey from, you are not a horse, but your journey from your mouth to tell us all about it. So just before we wrap this up, which platforms do we catch you on, which day, what time, including your social media platforms, gonke nje, whether we are on the TV or online, tell us.
Well, you know what, it's getting quite exciting now. Like I said, moving to Johannesburg has been the best thing I've ever done for myself. We're back in business, we're back like we never left. But I love it. I love it. Ndiyayithanda man, uyayibona ke ngoku. Ngoba I feel fulfilled when I'm in my passion, when I'm within my talent, doing what I'm born to do. With the culinary, it's developing. Speech the chef. Well, I am the chef now.
You are the chef.
And that's also developing, into TV and stuff. So
and your content also.
It's going to be absolutely amazing. I want people to just keep it locked to Speech the Dreamer. I promise to be more active now as I realize the power of social media, and I respect that. And I want to definitely spread the relevant information on there. There's the podcast, that is From Offset to Onset. You can check it out on all social media streaming platforms. And also, if you want to know more, let me tell you, there's going to be so much more happening this year of 2025.
Tell us.
I am a CEO. I own a company now. I own a catering company. and I work with very private people. Hence, sometimes I can't really post the food and whatever. But all the public gigs, I think I still need to post. I have this content on my phone. I still need to post that. I need to keep things updated on my page. My personal cooking page is Yes Chef. That's my company, and I feel like with that as well, it's been quite a blessing in my life that it's bringing food to my table, and in turn I'm bringing food to people's table, which is my philosophy. You give and take, you take and give, you know, that's what it is. And I think I want to base my whole life, my way of viewing life, is that you definitely need to, if you don't do better, the achievement won't be better. If you are not positive towards education, you won't get an education. If you're not positive towards, being faithful, being spiritual, being a believer, then you won't be a believer.
If you don't change what you do, you get the same results.
Basically, that's the message. Your attitude towards life becomes your outcome. It becomes your reality. And so I want to live about that, and I want everything that surrounds me to breathe that. I want everything that is about Speech the Dreamer. When I leave this earth, when I leave this platform, when I leave platforms, when I kaput, you know what I'm saying? I want to leave a strong sense of understanding that who you are, basically, what you can see, what you can believe, you can touch, you can achieve. You can achieve.
And what you can become.
Believe, you can become.
Absolutely.
I love that. You said it, these words keep coming. Like I said, it's been incredibly amazing to be in your industry, Karabo, and it has allowed me to cross paths with people like you. And I keep learning from you. I love the industry, and my contribution to it is to do nothing but make it better for ourselves, for the future.
And we love your contribution, Speech. We love you. We thank you for your time, the time that you took to come all the way to be with our Share Button community.
That's right.
Thank you for visiting Maker's Mindset. And I pray that you continue to achieve, to obtain, to acquire, to get all of your biggest desires. I'm talking about the ones that are out of this world. Plus, when you are the dreamer, so
we need another episode.
You dream, and then you use your speech, and then it becomes.
Oh man,
Speech the Dreamer.
Yes.
Sure.
Do you know that that's how the name became my reality? Like, for instance, elokishini, osipelo, ospiwo, ospelele, bonke bango speech. Like Andile, they're called Aja. Like our nicknames.
So you were born to be Speech,
and then I was Speech estradeni, and then I became Speech on stage, and it became my reality because that's what I do for a living. I talk for a living. So I mean, it's a lot of like dreams coming true.
Make sure you follow Speech the Dreamer. Make sure you check out all his work, podcast. Hopefully by the time we drop this one, his episode will be out. But either way, check him out on the social media platforms. We love you guys so much. Please make sure that you don't leave this video before hitting the subscribe button. Share, follow, tell your people to tell their people that Maker's Mindset is out here, and we are understanding the mindset of the maker so that your mindset can make even greater things. Love you so much, guys. We out. Peace. Danko.
Oh my word.
Yes.